Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of the Thrift Store Prepper, and it's another 10-minute talk for you today in this particular episode. And by 10-minute talk, I'm going to try and stretch out the couple of things that I'm going to try and show you in this video for 10 minutes. But there we are. We were always setting ourselves these little goals and personal little milestones to achieve, and this is one of them. So it's kind of a little bit of a video about nothing, but not really about nothing. We're going to have a little bit of a talk about yesterday's live feed, or the first ever Wheel of Thrift live episode. And I gotta say, for something that was kind of thrown together on a little bit of a women prayer in not too much thought or preparation put into that particular game show, it worked pretty well. And I just got myself back from the post office, where I've mailed out all the lucky prize winners of that first ever Wheel of Thrift their prizes, so they should be out on their way to you. And that was let me try to remember now. Sings a Lot, she won some stuff on the courtesy of Wolf Whiskey, who called in and took part in Wheel of Thrift and donated his prizes to Darcy, God bless him. And we also had first time caller Laurie, who called it into Wheel of Thrift, and she won herself a few goodies, as did Glynis and our homeboy Henley Vision, who also got to call in and participate, and Aaliyah, who we found out was actually Glynis's daughter. That's why she was a little bit shy. So Aaliyah, we understand totally that your mum probably made you do things that you don't want to do, and I had a mum that made me do things that I don't want to do also. And I always used to end up saying to my mum, "Oh dear," and that was the only way I could really explain my mother is, "Oh dear." But love her to bits. She's my mum, and she gave birth to your beloved TSP, which I'm beginning to realise I am a little bit beloved by some of you viewers there, as much as you are all beloved by me. So the 10-minute tip. What have we killed so far? 2 minutes. That's fucking awesome. Great stuff, TSP. You can wing this to like the best of them. So George Costanza, in the spirit of making videos about nothing or turning nothing into something, is always very much an evident theme of the Thrift Store Prepper. So here we go. What do? I went to the post office, posted off the prizes. But this week I didn't get myself to the Dollarama or the No Frills to pick any pantry items. I did mention a little bit in the live show that, my pantry is pretty much stocked to the brim, if maybe roommates didn't help themselves to Vienna sausages when I'm not around. But bless him, can of Vienna sausage isn't going to damage things too much in the grand scale of things, and we can pick another one up when we do go to the No Frills next. But as I said, it is a little bit full to the brim. And how much food can you realistically store, or do you expect to store? That's kind of up to you. Your own personal kind of guidelines there apply. No one can tell you the right or the wrong amount to be storing, but a little bit of food insurance is something that I think is a little bit of a wise thing to have. And I certainly, with the what I've been stocking up week by week, and with my recent acquisitions of almost out of date MREs, I've got I would say at least enough food that I could stretch for 6 months. But while I was at the post office, there was and it's actually situated within a pharmacy, a little bit like the CVS or the Walgreens or the Shoppers Drug Mart if you're up here in Canada. And it's actually a Guardian pharmacy, and the post offices are often inside these. So I went there, but the Guardian had an offer on a couple of sales, and guess what they had on offer? Although they're not cheap, they're not as cheap as we can get them at the Dollarama, but for personal reasons. Can you see it? It's a case of ramen noodle, 24 of them, Mr. Noodles, just like Lucky Mr. Noodles up here. And kind of a little bit like, although that was, I had two 12 packs actually that started this pantry, 12 chicken, 12 beef. But this was kind of a little bit of what I built the thrift store pantry on, was 24 packs of Mr. Noodle ramens, which I picked up at the No Frills at the time, that were on offer. But that was all that I ever had as terms of preparation or preps, was 24 ramen noodles, which wouldn't exactly go very far in a shit hit in the fan experience. And ramen noodle, as you know, and something I've mentioned, is what I learned prisoners and inmates in jails and correctional facilities in North America will survive on for the duration of their sentence, as long as they got someone putting some money on their books, or they got a little inside hustle going where they can earn themselves some ramen noodles. And if it's something ramen noodle inmates can survive on without any other food around to eat, it's something that you too in the free world can survive on if you need to. And you know, I've got plenty of recipes to watch that will give you many hints and tips how to utilize your ramen, and we will be getting back to some ramen recipes in the future. I do promise. We haven't forgotten about our good old ramen recipes, but you know, all things in moderation. So that was one little thing that I picked up this week as part of my pantry top up, as I couldn't really go a week without topping something up. That was my little contribution, and just kind of this similar with the MREs and the packaging and everything that is associated with an MRE and inside the MRE that I find particularly comforting and interesting for some reason. Something about a factory sealed brick of ramen is also of comfort to me. I don't know why. It's just a cool fucking thing to have, I think. So get yourself up and stock up on your ramen, people, because it doesn't take the water or the heating requirements that rice and pasta does, and can even be eaten from the packet if need be. Ramen is your super survival shit here in the fan food, as far as I'm concerned, and is a sensey item as opposed to rice and pasta, which do need not only the water to cook, the power source, and the ability to maintain a heat to cook it, which is something lots of prepper channels don't and neglect to tell you when they advise you to put these items in your pantry. Not me, the TSP. I keep it real and tell you it how it is, that this shit is going to add stress to your situation. If you are in a shit hit in the fan or disaster or something like this is going on, then the added requirements of finding a water source and the ability to build a fire or firewood and stuff like this is going to be added worry and added chores that you could do without, unlike a bag of Robin, which you can just pour a little bit of water in and eat from the bag. So that's why we promote Robin. Now, the other thing I was going to show you that will probably take up the last couple of minutes of this was, you may remember these little things, and I was even going to do a little time lapse of this, but I'm not going to, because I've overkilled a little bit of the pink and shiny nut sacks a bit too much. But there was a mention of pink shiny nut sacks for you and the algorithm to have some fun with. Pink shiny nut sacks, pink shiny nut sacks, pink nice shiny nut sacks, pink shiny nut sacks. A little bit of unintentional ASMR for those of you who get the tingles. But anyway, a hair straightener in bless her, Carrie at work, the girl who tried my nut sacks a little while ago, brought this in for me. And what she brought it in for me for was to heat seal. And this is what I was going to time lapse me doing, heat sealing my nut sacks. But possibly not the best video. And as I said, I'm losing subscribers and possibly the nut sacks and the meat sticks are keeping them away. But there you go. We can seal, and just to give it a good double seal, both of them together, and now they are both perfectly and nicely heat sealed. So I'm going to do that with the whole rest of the ones that I have. So there's another one here. I actually think I started to do this one off air, so we'll just finish this off there. Heat sealing with a hair straightener. Now I know a lot of you ladies out there may or may not have may or not have hair like me. Goodness, I can't think of what I'm saying. May have hair straighteners of your own, and Mylar bags. These are things that you can pick up and use as your storage prep. So what's kind of nice, it gives that little wrinkle effect on the top there, a little bit like a wrinkly ball bag, which was a word that some of you found funny during the live feed. And it's all about having fun and laughs, and these are all things that are part of my preps. These are my prize preps, I guess. These are going to be prizes, and maybe we'll figure out a way to sell them and make a little bit of some money back to cover the costs of shipping and stuff by sending off my nut sacks once they're here sealed. So that's it. We're nearly at the 10-minute mark as planned, and I managed to fill out another 10-minute video with pretty much nothing. So There you go, some nice little heat sealing facts for you, and we're actually going to run over the 10-minute mark. Well, look at that, bonus added director's extended edition for you here, thrift fan. So coughing up a lung, you know why. That was it, nothing much else to tell you other than that, but maybe we will extend into 11 minutes and give you an extra whole minute of TSP goodness for you to enjoy. So always giving back to the viewers, as I do with my little gifts and giveaways and bonus minutes on top of the 10-minute tips. So not only did we have the free wheel of thrift yesterday, we also had the first phone in or call in, and that was Wolf Whiskey again, who called in and gave us a little bit of information over the phone. And I think this is something that we will be seeing in the future. So let me know in the comments below what you think about having a live TSP call-in show. And that being said, thanks for watching this shit video 10-minute talk for the TSP.